what compelled you to write The Blue Sweater, and what impact is it having, and what impact do you hope it'll continue to have?
Well, it's funny. Like many things in life, I didn't have a moment. Well, I had a moment actually, but it morphed over time. I had, as you know, gone to Rwanda in the 1980s to build Duturembre, the microfinance bank, but also to start a bakery. And in 1996, when I went back for the first time after the genocide, I went to visit the bakery, and I saw that it had been destroyed, and that all of the people were gone, and new people had moved into the neighborhood. And so the memory of all those stories had been decimated. And the only person that seemed to be left with the stories was me. And I really started to think about, well, when we talk about memory and the importance of memory and the importance of who holds the stories, I decided then that I was going to write a book about that. In 2002, feeling that it's not enough to say never again. Mm-hmm. It's not even enough just to write the stories. We actually have to create systems that can show the world a different path if we're going to create a truly interconnected world where we have real opportunity. I started Acumen. And then I put the book aside for a few years. And over time I realized actually maybe this is a trajectory that goes from showing up in Africa very naive, thinking that I was going to save the world, discovering that most people don't want saving, especially not by someone like me, and yet that was leading me on a path toward understanding the power of patient capital, what it took to build new systems, and ultimately putting me in a place of incredible hopefulness, so that while I had been in a place that went through genocide, you can't think of anything more horrendous as a human being, there was a part of it in a healing way that led to the building of Acumen Fund. And I think it's just at the beginning. In some ways it's the first chapter of a much longer story. And that's really what the book was about.
That's so cool. That makes me happy. If you could say one sentence, one empowering sentence to all of the women of the world, what would it be? If you can't think of it now, we can save it.
It would be to start by believing in yourself and your dream. Do something that scares you at least once a year. Realize that big change happens in small steps. If only you let the work teach you. Follow that path. And never stop dancing wildly and having fun while you do it.
Oh, I love it. Good.